Hey guys, I want to tell you about a movie that I think you may have possibly missed in 2016. Not only do I think you missed it, I think you might have missed one of the year's best movies of 2016. Now, it didn't necessarily get overlooked. There were definitely plenty of people that had it on their top 10 lists of 2016, but I'm still surprised at how many people I run into that say they did not see this movie. And I really think that was a big mistake. I think it was an awesome movie, and it's one that's worth watching now. So if you haven't seen it, make sure you go see the movie Arrival. Arrival is an outstanding film from start to finish, and one that left a lasting impact on me. And you might be thinking to yourself, wait, I remember this. I remember seeing the trailers for this movie. Didn't it say it got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes? Well, it didn't actually end up with 100%. It's kind of some clever marketing actually right there. At the time it had 100%, but it did end up somewhere around the 92, 94% by the end of it, which is still an excellent number. It's still obviously a really good sign, but it's funny because the marketing for this movie was kind of a weird spot to start. If you do look at the marketing of this film, you think, okay, it's an alien invasion film. I like those. Those are a lot of fun. I like Independence Day. Independence Day was great. I remember what that movie was like when I saw that. This is not that movie. And I know a lot of people kind of warn people that the trailer kind of sets it up as one thing, but then when you actually go to see the movie, it's something really different. And it's actually something more special than just an alien invasion film. It was directed by Denis Villeneuve. He did recently Sicario. He also did Prisoners. If you guys remember that one with Jake Gyllenhaal. Those are both really good movies and worth watching. But I really do think this one is something different, and it's really, really, really something special. It was based off of a book called Story of Your Life, I believe was the name of it. It's just a short story. Really an awesome one if you haven't read that. It might even be worth reading that before you go into the movie to kind of get a better understanding of it. But the movie is about an alien invasion, and then they send Amy Adams, who's a linguist, to go in and basically try to figure out why the aliens are there. Now, these ships have kind of popped up in different parts of the world, so there's an obvious tension that really starts from the very beginning. Constantly reminding you that there are other countries that are really sitting on the brink of what they're going to do, and really relying on Amy Adams being able to communicate and get an idea of what's going on before all war breaks out all over the world. That's just kind of the simple premise of the movie. As the movie kind of goes on and develops, it really gets interesting. It gets really deep. And really starts to challenge kind of normal storytelling. It's beautifully, beautifully, stunningly shot from start to finish. And again, if you've seen the trailers, you've kind of seen that wide scoping shot coming over the valley, and you kind of get that fog coming in, and then just this huge stone-like structure just kind of sitting there in the middle. It's great. As the movie starts to go on and kind of develop, it really starts to leave this impact inside of you. I remembered as it was starting to be revealed what was really happening and what was starting to take place. I started to remember bits and pieces from the beginning of the film and kind of tie them into what I was seeing now. And the culmination of the ending. It is not a necessarily happy ending, but it is wildly satisfying. The way that it kind of wraps the whole story into a package. Again, not necessarily a happy package, but the end result is so incredibly satisfying. I very distinctly remembered walking out of the movie. I had actually parked on the opposite end of the mall, and the whole time, it's all I could think about was just different bits and pieces throughout that movie that kind of led to that ultimate conclusion. It was just truly an outstanding film. There is just kind of one kind of tiny con, and there are a couple characters that kind of do something that I think is a little bit off the wall. It doesn't necessarily need to happen. I think they just did it to kind of push the stakes a little further. Because that building tension is such a big part of that movie's backbone. It's not necessary. I just didn't think it really was. I think I felt the tension alone at just what was going on so far to that point. I just didn't think it was necessary. But again, guys, if you have not seen this film, I'm telling you, it is well worth your time. Go see it. I think it was the best movie of 2016. So absolutely, go take some time to go see Arrival. You won't regret it. I promise. All right, guys. Thanks again for your time. And until next time.